Okay, in this week's video, we're going to be cutting some rocks. I have an assortment of rocks here from recent Rock Hound trips. That really awesome Sagenite that we picked up on the 100 gemstones video. A couple other ones from that same video that we're just going to window. I'm cutting these to see if I can get any good cabbing material. Some of them I'm just going to cut to window because, you know, there's some agate details in there on that one. This is a tube Sagenite, I'm hoping. I'm going to cut it lengthwise, kind of this way, to see if it can produce some cool cabs. And then we have this navy blue agate, which is that really cool material from Scotts Bay Beach that we're going to cut. So also I got this big guy here. This is from Tree Rock. It looks like when it's wet, so when it's wet you can see it's got some plumy business going on in there, so it's fractured up really bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut this thing smaller and try to get this area isolated. So we're going to try that today, but we're going to do all this on the high-tech 10-inch slab saw, and we're going to get started right now. So while I was cutting this guy, my saw tripped my breaker, my GFI breaker, and I almost got all the way through it, real close. But yeah, it's put a damper on my cutting, so I'm not going to finish this one, but it was the last one, so we'll put that one aside for another video. We'll update on that later. I did get these ones done, and turned out really well. So let's look at them one by one. We'll get them wet. So here's the tube Sagenite, and you know, it was a Sagenite as I suspected, but doesn't run all the way through. Actually, you can see some nice deep purples in there. These purple Sagenites are really nice. This will still make some nice cabs. I'm wondering now whether I should have cut it this way. The only problem there is it wouldn't produce a big cab, so at least here I got nice larger surfaces. And there's some pink in there and some purple, so it'll make for some nice cabbing. But you can see some of the Sagenite straws down here. So that one was pretty cool. Next we'll move on to the shadow agate. So you can see what this one looks like on the outside. We call them shadow agates. They're basically chalcedonies with some inclusions that give some good patterns inside, but here's what this one looked like when we cut it. You can see the translucency on this one. You can see my hand through there. Hard to focus it too. And on this side, it kind of starts running into more of the white stuff inside. It's not as translucent, but as you get deeper in there, but that was pretty cool. Next we'll go with this little seam agate. This was another one that's kind of like a shadow agate, shadow seam agate. but this one had some faint banding. And then on this side, it's kind of got like a blue, as you look deep into the chalcedony there, it's got this blue tinge. It's pretty cool. I love those ones. Next, we'll go with my favorite one. This is my favorite one of the whole bunch. This is a kind of like, it's a Sagenite, but it's got so much impurity and inclusions in it, it just makes it really pop with the color. It's super gorgeous. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do with this. It looks so good on the short side, windowed, but in order to get some cabs out of it, I need to cut it this way. And it probably wouldn't look the same. I don't know if I cut it lengthwise if it would look the same. That one's awesome. We'll do some close-ups here at the end. Let me know in the comments what you guys think I should do with this. Should I keep cutting it, slabbing it this way, or should I cut it this way? I possibly could get bigger slabs in the middle here because it does get a little bit thicker, as you can see. Would really like to get that red flame. That's just so cool. No, I haven't seen many Sagenites like that. It's pretty cool. So I saved these two for last because one, this one surprised me a bit. I should say, some people say this is slag, but and I think it could be possibly, but I've found pieces of this with agate in it, and I just don't know how that would happen in slag. So, but when I cut this one, it definitely kind of has that slag look. You know, it's got this, you know, all this weird stuff going on in there. Really not at all what I expected. But a lot of times you can find these in nodules. This one was one of the bigger pieces I've found. And when you find them in nodules, they look like this. And I've cut one before on this channel that turned out really spectacular. It had nice deep reds and pinks in it. Kind of looks like a nodule. It's navy blue on the outside, and then you open it up, it's got kind of an array of patterns in it. Well, this one was kind of the same. You know, we had this kind of nugget of cool jasper-like material in there. And these are a mystery to me, honestly. I just don't know what these are. You find them all over the place in Scotts Bay. I found many of these nodules before. I just don't know what they are. I know you guys most of you aren't familiar with the area, but anyone who is, that's from Nova Scotia, and you know what these are, just leave a comment below what you think they are, and be happy to take some opinions on it. So that's all the cuts today. We will show close-ups here in a minute, but I just want to take the time to thank you for watching and tuning in every week. Lots of stuff coming up in the summer. We got a couple of trips planned, some big expeditions that Nolan's looking forward to, so stay tuned for those coming up in the summer. But in the meantime, you know, have a great week, and we will catch you on the next one.